We're gonna grab our fitted sheet. All of our sheets in here for this location will be inside the closet here. So we'll go ahead and notice, we'll go ahead and grab these containers here, which will have what we need. So we'll start with the fitted sheet first. All of these sheets for the most part will have a tag on them, or somewhere where they'll have a size on them. Sometimes they won't. So you have to figure it out. But in this particular property, everything king sized is down here and queen sized is upstairs. You want to make sure you tuck the corners well so that they don't come untucked while people are sleeping. Make sure there's no extra hair. I know these have just been cleaned, but you always want to check. Next, we'll go ahead and grab the flat sheet. Again, tag, we want to make sure is on the bottom. Now with the flat sheets, you want to be careful to pull them right up to the top so that when people are sleeping on the duvet, it's the sheet that's touching their face, not the duvet. When we come down to the edge of the bed, this is where we will do a specific fold for the edge of bed. Laying flat, you'll pinch it, tuck it in, and all you're doing is pushing it back here, and go ahead and fold it on under. That'll give you a nice, tight tuck. With our duvet, we want to make sure that we've got the bottom of the duvet on the bottom of the bed. For this location, these are tied, so it's a little bit kind of sticks out, so we want to make sure that we're fluffing it as we get to that point. But for the most part, we just go ahead and lay. We want to pull the duvet up to the sheet, up to the fitted sheet or the flat sheet, and then you're tucking about 4 or 5 inches here so that you're doing a fold tuck. Now you want to make sure that it looks nice and tight and pretty. And then we just want to make sure that we're keeping it fluffed, nice, making sure to check that we have no hairs. If we need to tuck certain portions of the duvet back in. This particular duvet looks like it's missing a button. So we'll do our best to kind of tuck that in to make it look nice and presentable. Okay, now we want to make sure that we're checking the duvet for any hairs. We have a 0 hair policy. Really cool trick if you're doing a duvet by yourself and you're by yourself at a clean. Grab the corner of your duvet, grab the next 2 corners of your duvet, and I am literally going to throw my duvet, but holding on to the end. So my 2 fingers have the top ones. It gives me a quick lay of this and helps me to easily just pull this back, tuck it in a bit, make sure it's real nice. Sometimes it lays elegantly, sometimes it kind of flops a little bit, but it makes it really easy for me to quickly adjust. We want to make sure that we have the king pillows in the king pillows, and then our standard sheets or our standard pillowcases with our standard pillowcases. We might find every once in a while a king that needs to fit, so I'll show you how to do a special tuck when we have a king pillowcase on a standard pillow. Okay, when we have a king sheet or a king pillowcase on a standard pillow, obviously that's a lot of excess fabric. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and tuck it into itself. We fold it into itself, and then you kind of just tighten it up, make it look real nice. So now you have a standard pillowcase for standard pillow. King pillowcases go on the back. We're gonna stand them up tall, straight up. Standard pillowcases a little bit on the curve or on the fold of your duvet. Again, making sure that we're checking for hairs. Even though these are clean, hairs tend to stick. We have a no hair policy. Again, tightening it up, fluffing it up, making it look real nice. We want to make sure that we're grabbing our decorative pillows. Depending on what options we have, most of the time we have 2 decorative pillows or 1 big decorative pillow. We want to make sure we're fluffing them so they look nice. Make sure that there's no hair on the back side of these. Standing them up. This particular location also has one of these, so we'll just go ahead and put that right there. This blanket is particularly big. It's a very long blanket, so we want to be thoughtful about how we are folding this blanket. You also always want to check, just in case, for any stains that might exist on these blankets in case they need to be washed. So we're always going to look thoroughly throughout the blanket. This blanket, we're gonna fold the long way, and then again in half. You want the seam of the blanket to go on the edge of the bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over like this. I'm gonna tuck that in, bring it up a little bit. Now you want about a 3-4 inch space between the edge of the bed so that we can see some color definition on the bed. So for this blanket, we have some texture to it. We wanna make sure that we're not just leaving handprints all over it, right? So right down the middle, we're gonna cut one edge and go all the way down to the bottom. Again, making sure that that looks really nice and clean. And on the other side, going the opposite direction and smoothing that out all the way down to the bottom. Again, making sure that we're even and we're nice and clean. If we ever see a bed that appears to have not been slept in, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has not been used. So we want to be really thoughtful about checking the space. We have had socks at the bottom of made beds. We have had an EpiPen left in the middle of the bed. We want to make sure that we are checking just in case. Now this bed looks pretty pristine. It doesn't look like anybody has sat on it or moved it. It does not matter. I still want to check it. As we're checking the ends of beds, you can go ahead and just pull back. We're going to look here to make sure there's nothing in the bed. We're going to make sure that we're still tight. This particular fold was folded over here, so I might want to make sure that I pull that out and readjust my fold to make sure that we're sticking to the standards of in-house queens with the fold up front. Again, coming to this corner, since I know that fold's going to be on the side, I don't want it on the side here. It is the right fold, it's just in the wrong location. So again, I'll just pull it out, tuck it in, make sure that it's right, and tuck that back under. And again, I want to make sure that there's nothing here, that I can't see anything on the bottom. As I pull up the top, go ahead and remove those pillows. There's oftentimes things hiding behind those pillows. Pull this back, make sure that there's nothing on the top. Pull the sheet back and check. Make sure that there's nothing in the sheets here, that I'm looking to make sure that nothing's been there. There are incidences where people have remade the beds even after they have slept in them. So we always want to make sure that we're double checking our work. It gives us an opportunity to refold, confirm that we're doing in-house's standards of folds, and making sure that all of our projects are uniform in design, folds, and general style. Example, as I was inspecting this bed, I did find little hairs that I want to make sure that are not on my pillows.